To start day 169, I'm going to start by reading from the book of Mark, chapter 2, verses 15 through 17. It says, while Jesus was having dinner at Levi's house, many tax collectors and sinners were eating with him and his disciples, for there were many who followed him. When the teachers of the law, who were Pharisees, saw him eating with the sinners and tax collectors, they asked his disciples, "Why does he eat with tax collectors and sinners?" On hearing this, Jesus said to them, "It is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners." That's pretty powerful. I've not come to call the righteous, but sinners. So here's the thing. Jesus was never afraid to sit at the wrong table. He didn't wait for the cleaned up version of people before he engaged them. He didn't isolate himself behind temple walls or only spend time with righteous people. But instead, he went straight to Levi's house. He went straight into the messy and the complicated world of people who were hurting and people that were misunderstood, people that were outcasts from the rest of society, and even some people that were sinful. And this passage that I just read from, it reminds us that Jesus showed up where people least expected him. And he showed up to people that very much need him. We all do. So I think that we are not called to hide from the world. That's one of the key takeaways today. We're not called to just hide from the world. I think sometimes, and it's not in bad intention, but sometimes in an effort, because we desire this holy life, we mistakenly think that we're supposed to distance ourselves away from people that are living in the world and of the world. And sometimes I think, again, not in bad intention, but sometimes we pull back and we keep ourselves at a distance just to avoid sinners. But that's not the kind of life that Jesus modeled. And quick pause, I think it's important to note, like if you are struggling with alcohol addiction, for example, it's probably not best for you to be at a bar. Or if you're struggling with a gambling addiction, it's probably not best to go down to the casino and hang out with people down there. So you do have to at times be cognizant and keep distance from things that are going to be really strong temptations for you. And that's different for every person. But in terms of just engaging people that maybe you don't see eye to eye with, or that aren't following the exact same things that you follow, it is still not only okay, but it's necessary to engage people that are different than us, because we have the Holy Spirit living within us and we can point people towards Jesus. That's what evangelizing is about. You don't have to glorify God by isolating yourself. You glorify God by being present with people and loving them like Jesus did. So what's that look like for us today? I think it looks like loving your neighbor. And it's not just the person that's living next door to you. That's not what I mean by neighbor. I've said this before, but it's the guy at the tire shop who's had a long day and just needs someone to treat him with kindness instead of complaints. Or it's that lady at the gas station that's been working a long shift and you might be the only person that smiled at her all day long. Or that server at the restaurant that's juggling 10 different tables and they're still trying to remember your drink order. And lastly, it's that umpire at the baseball game that accidentally made a bad call and they need grace just as much as you need grace in your life. Like all those people I just explained and described, those are our neighbors. Those are the people that Jesus would be sitting next to at his table. And if we follow Jesus, then that's where we should be too. We should be sitting next to those people at our table. Jesus says, "I did not come to call the righteous, but sinners." Jesus isn't recruiting perfect people. By the way, no one is besides him. But Jesus is calling real people and using imperfect people like you, like me, to reach them. Jesus didn't call us to build some fortress of faith to hide behind. He calls us to build bridges of grace to walk across. So I think we just need as humans to not just talk about love, but to actually show it. So back to those examples of the people in the community, the guy at the tire shop, if he messes up your appointment, be patient with him. Or the lady at the gas station who's just seemingly grumpy and you didn't do anything to her, for her to act towards you that way, just speak encouragingly to her anyways. Or that server in the restaurant that got your order wrong, just model grace towards them. And then the umpire that I talked about at the game that made the bad call, just respect them anyways. Because every one of those people is someone that Jesus died for. Every single person that we just mentioned there is someone that Jesus died for. So in closing, just remember that you and I, we need to be the light at the table for these people. Because if Jesus had waited to get everything right before he joined the people, if Jesus had waited for these people that he joined at Levi's table to fix their life and to be perfect before he joined them, then Jesus would have never gone to Levi's house because they weren't perfect. So same with us. If we wait to love people until they believe and think and act like we do, then we're missing the whole point. So we got to take a lesson from Jesus. We got to pull up a chair. We got to share that meal. We got to offer grace, and we have to be the light for these people. What we might find if we act this way consistently is that the most powerful ministries don't happen on a stage or behind a pulpit. They can, for sure, but it doesn't always have to be that way. They can happen at a tire shop or at a gas station or at a baseball field or a corner table at Applebee's. Because wherever you and I go, if we bring love, we're pointing people towards Jesus and carrying out the mission of why we're on this earth. And that's day 169.